All right, today we are digging into literally one of the most powerful, all-natural amendments you can possibly add to your garden. We're talking about something that can totally boost your houseplants, supercharge your seedlings, and rebuild your soil right from the ground up. So let's get into it and explore the hidden power of worm castings.
So let me ask you this. What if I told you there's a single ingredient that could make your plants just perform better? I mean, with absolutely no risk of fertilizer burn, without a single synthetic chemical, and, without breaking the bank. It really does sound a little too good to be true. But today we're going to walk through the science of why worm castings are genuinely one of the most potent things you can put in your soil.
Okay, so first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what we're actually talking about. A lot of people hear worm castings and just think it's another name for compost. But as we're about to see, they are not the same thing at all, not even close. To put it simply, worm castings are what's left over after a composting worm, like a red wiggler, digests organic material. Yep, it's worm poop. And that digestive process, that is the absolute key to everything. It's what transforms regular old organic matter into something way more biologically active and ready for your plants to use. Here's probably the best way to think about it. Regular compost. That's like a whole food for your garden. It's fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it still needs to be broken down in the soil before the plants can use it. Worm castings, on the other hand, are like that same food, but it's already been pre-digested. All those nutrients are unlocked and available for your plants to absorb immediately. And that distinction, right there, is enormous.
So that leads us right to the core science behind their power. Honestly, the single biggest reason worm castings outperform almost every other soil amendment out there is the incredible living biology packed inside.
Just to get a sense of the scale we're talking about, check this out. Research has shown that a single teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, of high-quality worm castings can contain over 1 billion beneficial microorganisms. That's a billion with a B. We are literally talking about a thriving metropolis of bacteria, fungus, and protozoa right in the palm of your hand. So here's the crucial thing. These castings deliver a 3-in-1 biological punch. First, you get this huge army of living microbes that immediately gets to work building a healthy soil food web. Second, you get slow-release nutrients like nitrogen and potassium, which give a steady, consistent supply to your plants, again, with no risk of burn. And third, you get naturally occurring plant growth hormones that directly tell the roots to grow and the cells to divide. It's a complete package. And if all that wasn't enough, castings are also packed with something called humic and fulvic acids. Think of these like little organic magnets. They help plant roots grab onto and absorb way more nutrients than they could on their own. Plus, they improve the actual physical structure of your soil, helping clay soil drain and sandy soil hold on to more water. This quote right here, it just says it all. The research from top universities like Ohio State and Cornell backs it up. A worm's digestive system is like a nutrient concentration machine. It takes in raw materials and spits out this supercharged, nutrient-dense package that your plants can actually use right away. Okay, the science is fascinating for sure. But how does this actually translate into a healthier garden? Let's zoom out from the microscope and get into the real world. Let's talk about how to actually use this stuff to get amazing results. And the best part is, it is incredibly simple to apply. For your garden beds, you can just top dress with about a 1/4 to 1/2 inch layer and gently work it into the soil. When you're transplanting seedlings, just add about a 1/4 cup right into the planting hole. And if you're making your own potting soil or seed starter, mixing in about 10 to 20% castings is the magic ratio. And speaking of seeds, this is where castings really, really shine. A lot of commercial seed starting mixes are basically sterile. They offer zero nutrition. But when you add castings, you give those delicate seedlings gentle, slow-release food that won't burn them. And the beneficial microbes help protect against damping off, which is this fungal disease that is the #1 killer of young plants. So what about your indoor jungle? Well, castings are perfect for houseplants, and here's why. First, the good stuff has a clean, earthy smell that pretty much vanishes once you mix it in. No barnyard odors in your living room. And second, since you literally cannot burn your plants with it, you can be generous. Top dressing your pots or adding some when you repot will re-inoculate that soil with all the good biology it's been missing. And hey, you don't have to just take my word for it. You can see it for yourself. Side-by-side comparisons consistently show this incredible difference. Plants grown with castings have faster germination, they get way bigger, and they're just visibly healthier than plants without. I mean, the results are genuinely impressive every single time. So, the most important takeaway is this. When you use castings, you're making a fundamental shift. You're stopping this cycle of just feeding the plant with chemical salts, and you're starting to rebuild the living ecosystem that nature designed to support it in the first place. You are literally bringing your soil back to life.
Look, worm castings aren't some kind of magic bullet, but they are about as close as you can get in the world of gardening. They're biologically rich, they're chemically complex, and they are completely safe. So the question is, are you ready to make that shift in your own garden? Are you ready to stop just feeding your plants and start building a foundation of truly living soil?